So you all are probably wondering why I keep talking about the 1960s. Well, because one, it holds true to me. It's part of me. Um, and as well as, I don't know, I guess it's interesting to know that this is what happens when you stay in the 60s for this long. This is what happens to a society when you don't progress, you know? You kind of just keep bringing it on to the next generation. Like when I see younger teenagers or kids, I'm just like I saw this Latino boy, like, coming out of his house earlier today, and I was just like, damn, he looks like me out of the 90s. I was like, I don't want that to happen to anyone else, you know? Like, I wouldn't want, you know, the life I've experienced to be reflected upon somebody else, you know? I'm not saying I had a horrible life or I've had a horrible life, but seeing how my life has been very programmed, you know, in the way it was, in the way it is, the way it still is with everybody here. Um, it's just interesting to know that these companies out here are still so greedy to still take advantage of everybody, you know? It's shocking to me that we have a system set up here to where they would do this to people, you know? And it's sad to say that how, you know, I'm like, how dare the 60s do this to me as well as my family, you know? It's like, you know, it's like the essence of the existence that I've lived since I was a kid. I mean, I could have died at any time. Something could have happened to me, you know, anything could have happened. And the chances are more likely during this period of time than other periods of time because you're really swimming in the unknown. Now, when you have a structured society and you have a guidance in a structured American society, you are less likely to fall in a hole. Okay, you're less likely to get in debt. You're less likely probably to. I mean, literally, I've seen all the 1950s videos, and I'm just like, you know, you can just, with conservatism, you know, you just sort of grab the good, and you don't need to worry about anything else. You know, you build upon what has already, I guess, already damaged itself, in a sense. People out here might say, oh, this society is not damaged, or, you know, anybody can say anything to you. But, you know, I'm putting myself in someone who actually has, you know, the essence of extra years straddled on, you know, the experience of pretending like someone who is, you know, I mean, it's interesting that, I don't know, that this life I'm living is an illusion. It's quite interesting. It really is. The illusion that we live, you know, it's interesting how they did this all as well. You know, I mean, I'm sad to say that a lot of people had to die along the way. You know, I mean, if you're not being directed in a good direction, you're definitely not being directed in a better direction when you're out here. That goes with everything in your life. You know, um, I mean, some of these medications out here, you don't know what they're going to do to you down the road. You know, it's like the greed. It's just really all about money out here. Like, nobody really cares about you. You know, this illusion. Like when I listen to new music, and I'm like, I'm just like, gosh, they need to stop. Like, they're just looking really stupid. You know, like I'm listening to this. Like some of my friends, like new friends that I met, are like they listen to just garbage, and I'm like, you know, this is just cramping up the illusion some more. I mean, how much more far out can we go? It's like, it's kind of like the essence of a joke in a sense, you know? It's just like when I'm listening to like music my friends listen to, I'm just like, the deception though. You know, in the songs they keep saying, I I try to do well, I try to do good, and you're just cheating on me, or you're doing bad, you're making my life bad, blah blah. Well, I mean, duh, you're just carrying on this badness to the next generation, the next generation, the next generation. It's the illusion of thinking you're so free when you're out here, when you're really not free out here, okay? In many different directions, okay? To the illusion that love is free when love is actually something that actually brings everybody together, you know? There shouldn't be an essence of people putting in your head that, the sense of innocence is not love, you know? The sense of being a good person is not love, Like that's total brainwashing, It's negative and it's horrible, you know? It's horrendous that we live in a society that's like that. It's disgusting. It's like you know, I didn't know that this was an illusion really until I started to. I was introduced into this game called We Happy Few. Okay, I know you may have this all as a funny thing, but it's just when I listen to the songs on We Happy Few, it really clicked in my head that wow, this whole time me pretending I was in the '60s, I really am in the '60s. It had the essence of telling me that, you know, kind of just we took the long route. Instead of talking it over, we've spun around in a 360-degree turn and ended up right where we started. Even though we got all the gay rights and all this and that, but you have to put in consideration, let's pretend it's 1969, okay? Well, all you people in 1969 got your gay marriage. Because to me, you don't leave the 60s, So it's like, it's the illusion that you're being held, or, you're being basically told that these people, this group of people, doesn't like, gays, or, they're not, it's ignorant. It really is. It's a spread of ignorance. It's like ignorant city here, It's like, you're not listening to ignorant music, you're being brainwashed by idiotic things. Yeah, it's a constant turn and spin of just ignorance. And the people who are making the money are the people who are the ones who probably set this whole thing up to begin with. Okay? Let me tell you this. People out here are going to make a lot more money doing bad things than good things. It's probably another essence on why we live in hell. Because if everyone's an angel out here, there's not a lot of money in being an angel, right? Right? Are we all going to agree on this? There's a lot more money on preying on the innocent, like this girl right here, who looks like she's spaced out. I mean, literally, she's like spaced out. She's like scratching her head, walking around. What is this place? Who am I? I'm telling you, she looks freaking lost. And it's like, where's your car? Where's your mother? Does she care about you? We're just kids walking around here, Freaking, there's no guidance for us. There's no direction for us. We're just going in a circle. We're just reliving the same thing over and over. It's the illusion. We think we're moving forward. We think we're going to have a boyfriend. We think we're going to have a girlfriend. But in a sense, we're kind of being brainwashed that we're not. Because, it's almost like a reverse psychology, It's almost this sort of false hope. This false hope that something good is going to happen. Like when I hear in the gym, things are going to get better. Well, you can keep saying that in every single song, and the next song, and the next song after that, and until I get old, until I'm 60, 70, 80 years old, okay? But nothing's going to happen until people actually awaken from this. And not get woke, it's get awakened from this. Like, not being ignorant about it, not woke, like people joke around with me with this whole woke thing. Like, no, it's not woke. It's like to be, to wake up, it's like it's not really a joke. Like, you've wasted a lot of time. Non-existing time, but you just wasted time on fighting with people, dating people. It's like it's just one big waste of non-existing time. That's why I joke sometimes when I was on Instagram. Well, I'm not on Instagram anymore, but when I was like, you're wasting my non-existing time. Because in a sense, if you're not going forward, you're standing still. And if time is standing still, then it's not going forward, right? Logically speaking. And if, in a sense, time does exist, whose time am I on? I've said that before too. So, every time when I hear ignorant music, I'm just like, you're just enslaving your ass. Like, I'm just like, I'm over it now. Like, I'm over the ignorant music. I've like lived it all my life, but now I'm like, I can see why I never got into it and got interested in it, because I found it very, not just degrading, but I felt it getting the public stupid. I feel like keeping everybody stupid and keeping everyone ignorant brings more money to all these businesses and people, and has you hurt, not only hurt, has your car damaged, has your life damaged. I'm not saying the music's causing that. I'm saying that it's a chain reaction. You need to understand, okay? With every helping non-hand, okay? With every shove off the boat, okay? If I can say it that way. With every shove off the boat, with every non-helping hand, if I can say it that way. We all think we're all helping each other out here, When people are giving each other advice, it's like, keep trying. You're going to end up right where you were to begin with. Especially when, in my life, in the 27 supposed years, I mean, to me, I feel like I'm ageless, because if time isn't going forward, neither is my age, It's like my maturity hasn't grown as well. That's what I feel like. That's why I feel like I haven't matured yet, because that time and place hasn't hit yet. We haven't hit that milestone of people waking up. And once you're awake, that's when you've matured. But I still feel like I haven't matured. I still haven't. Because I'm still living in the illusion of this matrix with all you people, It's like, I'm not growing up. I'm not. I'm standing still. I mean, I'm just as good as anybody else out here. I mean, I guess it does make it fair that we all could laugh about it, but it's like, it's also not funny, because it's like, it's like, I mean, my freaking parents got run ragged, I mean, come on. All this time, my parents could have split up many times, they've had incidences, but they've still held it together. Thank freaking goodness. But it's like, it wasn't exactly them. It was this programmed life that had caused this havoc, Sometimes people say, well, you shouldn't be pointing fingers. Well, it's actually true. It's actually, there's a finger to be pointed at. And I don't know if it's many people or entities, or if it's, I don't know whom it is who has caused this and then continues this life of hell we live in a cycle. I mean, the majority of you can say, oh, this is heavenly, huh? Then you must be still in your illusion, and you must still be asleep. Now, when I say you're asleep, that means you don't understand, okay? And it takes a real person. Now, when people say be real, this is a real person to understand what I'm talking about, okay? It's, it's the fact that we get brainwashed with the police, saying that they don't like the black people, but you got to think of it this way. If the black community is being brainwashed to be ignorant, okay, and they're doing stupid things, and it doesn't even matter if you're black, if you're Asian, if everyone out here is being ignorant as fuck, the police have to run around in a circle chasing after us. I mean, it's like a freaking rodeo show out here. It's a clown show. It's a shit show. Name the list goes on, We're being brainwashed to be stupid as fuck, okay? We're going in a fucking circle, okay? Listening to garbage on the radio, okay? Garbage shit music, okay? I am so done with that. That's why I don't listen to any of this shit anymore. Like, here or there, I'll look on YouTube to see if there's some random thing that pops up. But other than that, I really don't care about, it's gone so far on the scale with music today to where I'm like, none of you are original anymore. You can't even beat the originals that tried to sabotage us to begin with, okay? Alright? And even then, they were giving us signs and signals, okay? And they were all the races you can think of. They were all either, you know... It's like that time period was the essence of wanting to break away from that, you know, that nice life, okay? And yet, here we are, in a circle, saying, no, we don't want to live that life. We don't want to live that life. And you won't wonder why you're living in hell. The logic. The logic. It doesn't come through in people's heads because nobody knows how to block their programming, you know? How to portion the programming to where everything just clicks nicely. This is the part where I'm clicking and I'm like, oh, this is why my life is hell. It's not me. It's the illusion I'm living. It's the thing that I think that I'm living. When actually my whole life has been based off of the thing that I pretended to live. Isn't that amazing? I mean, what are the odds of that? What are the odds of that? I could have picked being someone who really likes the 1980s, you know? But no, I had the essence of really liking something that I felt was special. And I feel like that was taken advantage of, you know? I feel like the essence of freedom became ignorance. I feel like the essence of feeling like I was, you know, part of, you know, the gay community. They just twist everything now, and I'm just like, it's not the same. It's really not. Like, it's not. And I'm just, I don't know. I'm just living day by day with all of you and trying to keep my cool, you know, and not go too crazy, because being out here, you're not programmed to be sane, okay? Now, this is why they throw people in the crazy house, is because you're programmed out here to be crazy, okay? You want your crazy? I got you crazy. It's a Britney Spears quote. Yeah, no. I mean, I'm sure even the celebrities are programmed to. I mean, I'm sure they've programmed us to be crazy that they've become crazy themselves, you know? They're an individual too. They're people too. Just because they're pushing the force against us doesn't mean that they're not going through the same thing we are. If they're causing the hell, they're living the hell with us, right? Right? They're living the illusion in their own head, like we are living an illusion in our own head. We're living the fantasy in our head as they're living the fantasy in their head. You know? They build their careers upon making us go crazy, and they're going crazy as well. And the chain reaction of craziness continues. You know? Who's the next crazy, you know, boy band or celebrity that we have to see on TV? I'm just like over them now, you know? And plus, they don't look so bright on TV. I'm just like, gosh, dang it. Like, at least if some of them look smart on TV, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like nothing gets me more freaking erect than a freaking smart person. When I'm around, that's why, like, I married my ex-husband, okay? It's because he had a brain. It's because he had, you know, the essence of actually thinking, you know? And he thought for himself. He didn't follow what everyone else said. And that's the thing I liked. And he was like a go-getter. And, like, for me, I feel like I'm the opposite. Like, I feel like my time hasn't hit yet. I feel like my time of being a go-getter hasn't hit. I feel like I'm in the same spot, and I understand why. I'm programmed the way I am. Some people, it's easier. Some people, it's harder. You know, everyone has a different level. We definitely are all on different levels out here. With your families, with your friends, okay? We do connect. We do connect with our friends and family. But sometimes I think we find the essence of being alone more satisfying because we're surrounded by people all the time that we don't want to be around anybody, you know? We find it more pleasing to be by ourselves because it's like being in our own little world. Because if you bring other people, like everyone out here has their own brain, right? So they're in their own little world. So if you bring other little worlds into your little world, you start going, what the fuck? You know? But that's why when I find people online that have the same interests as me, and I go to their house, or they come and visit me, it's almost like a connection, you know? It's almost like a piece of my inside of here is out here. For example, when I find that couple that collects a bunch of 1950s atomic furniture, like I connect, like, I mean, I start to role play like already. Like I start to just dress very nicely, and like I walk in there, I'm like, well, it's like the 1950s. Everything is so clean and nice and pretty and beautiful, and like everyone's just so pleasant. And I get a cocktail, and like even though I don't drink, but it's like like I say sure because I love the atmosphere. Like it's like everything makes sense in my life. It really does. Like everything that's occurred in my life just makes sense. Ever since I started to just gear my life in kind of cubicle my life to where everything is more organized up here, to where when you're awake, being around other people is more easier. Like it's easier to leave a situation when I understand when a person feels a certain way. I mean, I'm a Pisces. I feel emotion. I'm sensitive. I have great intuition. And I'm tired of seeing people suffer. I really am. And I'm tired of seeing myself suffer, okay? Like, we can all say we're not suffering out here. But, yeah, we are. No, we are. It's quite interesting, this place. It really is a time warp. It really is. It's like, wow. Anywho, you guys have a good time. Take care. Goodbye.